The damages from tornadoes are not only what we see. When a tornado strikes a building that was built before 1980, these buildings are likely to contain asbestos and lead paint. These are hazardous materials. When these materials get spread around by the tornado, it puts a lot of people at risk. It may put first responders, civilians, and workers at risk. What is asbestos? Asbestos is a heat-resistant material. It was used in buildings that were built before 1980 to make these buildings fire-resistant. But breathing in asbestos is dangerous. It can cause asbestosis, which is a chronic lung disease caused by breathing in asbestos fibers. First, to understand how a tornado can spread asbestos, we need to understand what a tornado is. A tornado is a violently rotating column of air that extends from a thunderstorm to the ground. As I said in the beginning of this video, tornadoes can leave hidden dangers in their debris. An example of a tornado spreading asbestos is the tornado that hit St. Louis on May 16, 2025. The tornado hit multiple buildings with asbestos in them, spreading it all around, putting first responders, residents, and cleanup crews in danger of being exposed to asbestos. Asbestos fibers are dangerous as the fibers can go through N95 masks. Breathing in asbestos fibers even once will increase your likelihood of developing mesothelioma. This incident in St. Louis shows an example of how tornadoes damaging older buildings containing asbestos can be a problem. Why do these buildings still have asbestos? These older buildings still have asbestos in them because the cost to remove asbestos is so high. I contacted a company called Kinsale Contracting Group, which is an interior demolition company that deals with abatement. I got a quote for a building they just did. The cost for a 76,000 square foot building that only had asbestos in some of the rooms and hallways cost roughly $350,000. There are two main types of asbestos in buildings. Asbestos in building materials, such as floors and ceilings, roughly comes out to being $7.50 per square foot. And there's thermal system installation, also referred to as TSI, which includes spray-on installation and pipe/boiler installations. This roughly comes out to being $20 a square foot. The cost of asbestos being as high as it is causes building owners to not want to remove it, which can cause problems when tornadoes hit these old buildings. The tornadoes that hit St. Louis on May 16, 2025 is an example of this. That tornado spread lots of asbestos debris around that area. Not only is abatement expensive for businesses, but it is also expensive for residential areas. This will cause homeowners to be less likely to abate their homes. This is a concern because 8 out of 10 homes built before 1980 contain some form of asbestos. But a strong wind or tornado can cause these fibers to become airborne, which can lead to it being deadly. Asbestos can stay airborne for 4 to 80 hours. Because of this, tornadoes can spread airborne asbestos fibers miles away from the original spot. Tornadoes have also caused asbestos fibers to contaminate water. And in water, it can travel as far as 75 miles. The spreading of asbestos fibers in water and airborne can be nearly impossible to clean up. According to the National Weather Service, the traditional tornado alley is shifting. This graphic from KMTV shows where the traditional tornado alley is. All the green, yellow, and red dots are where tornadoes have occurred. This is showing the majority of them have been farther east. This could be part of the reason why St. Louis got hit by such a bad tornado this past May. Cities need to focus some resources on abating abandoned buildings before it becomes an emergency. Waiting until a tornado strikes these buildings is irresponsible because it puts many people at risk and often ends up costing the cities more than if they would have just abated it beforehand. These buildings do not have to be directly hit by a tornado either. Just a strong wind can spread the debris around.